thing. You don't need a rich person. Some other people, they like quoting rich people or successful people, but we can still quote from failures. Life teaches, but is life poor or rich? It's not even a human being. So me being a human being, despite being a refugee, why shouldn't people learn from me?
And Wangwizizi, Ngazi Rasta, bringing to you yet another new episode, Choose a Word podcast, one of its kind in Zaliga refugee camp, a platform that has been set to showcase skills and tell stories of refugees to a broader audience. And I'm gonna be your host, Jod of the Sorrow, the melanin baby, a local girl, Angie, one of our Zaliga hometown. Bizarre. So this is our first episode, and today we have a very special guest, an artist, Paranza, who has done incredibly in the Zaliga music industry. Welcome, Paranza, on the show.
Thank you very much.
How are you feeling today?
I'm just cool, bro.
I'm honored to have you here.
Me too.
All right, so tell us more about yourself.
I'm Paranza, and I'm a refugee. I'm a lot, Actually, I'm Paranza, the hip hop artist. So basically, I focus on hip hop.
Okay.
Unless if people want to know what Paranza means.
Yes, that's the next question. I was gonna ask, where did you get the name Paranza? What it means and what inspired that?
Actually, Paranza is my artistic name. My real name is Irivuzimana Cedric.
Irivuzimana
Cedric.
Irivuzimana
Cedric.
What does that mean?
It means what is said by God. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So Cedric means kindness and so many definitions.
Okay.
Yeah, but Paranza actually as my artistic name, it means a paragraph or stanza.
Oh.
Yeah, so
okay.
Paragraph.
Yes.
You cannot make a paragraph without punctuations.
Yes.
So I remind people that I'm a punctuated person. I follow time. I follow discipline. So paragraph reminds me to be
a punctual person.
Yeah. So stanza also reminds me that I have to be a poet in rap. So that's what paragraph stanza means to me.
Okay.
And the Paranza. Paranza, para from paragraph and the nza from stanza, Paranza, that way. Unless I don't want to go deep in literature and explain how I came up with such creativity, but that's what it means.
I love how you've crafted your name from the word para, where you say you are actually a person who is punctual and showing people out there that you know what you want and you're going to respect that. And the stanza shows your skills and abilities, capabilities.
Yeah.
And you say that you're a hip-hop artist. I would like to understand what inspired you to start hip-hop. Become into music, start hip-hop. Choose that genre of music. What inspired you? That?
Actually, hip-hop is culture. Hip-hop is culture.
Yes.
Hip-hop is more than music.
Yes.
We have drawers who are hip-hop artists. We have dancers, more than that, So I chose hip-hop as a music because hip-hop gives me a chance to teach people, to inspire people, to use my poetry. And the hip-hop's likes things of reality, focuses on the reality, changing, stuff like that. It's a way of talking to people. It means a lot, hip-hop, to me. And most of people, they are still stuck on hip-hop, and they really know the impact of hip-hop.
Yeah, I also love hip-hop.
Really?
Yes. Who is your biggest artist that you follow? Who inspires you?
I follow a lot. Sometimes I like listening to RIPs, and the first artist that I actually mention is Tupac. Yeah.
Dear Mama. I love that song.
For sure. That's a hit song. But I know you're not Tupac. If I ask you mention 10 songs or 5 songs you want.
I would.
You will?
Yes.
Oh, cool.
I follow hip hop.
That's good to hear.
I'm a fan of old school music, so I would definitely mention a few of them.
Actually, I just wanted to be fun with you like that, because some other people you just hear, I like Tupac. When you ask him, mention 3 songs.
They can't even. I'm a fan of old school music, so
that's good to hear.
Yeah. All right, so now let's dive into your life as an artist, a refugee artist, who had to cross borders and come here in Malawi and had to meet a different environment. How has that shaped you and your music journey?
Yeah, it's a lot, we live learning, and what you go through, it's part of experience. So you experience the suffering, you experience like talking to different people, you experience crossing the borders. So it is also a lesson that you have to sometimes to go out there, and if a bird doesn't fly, it will not eat. Some other times, and we have such proverbs. So traveling and the passing through this life means experience, and the experience, I'm gonna use that experience to change the world, or to change people who might change the world, stuffs like that.
I mean, that line reminds me of one song by Big Sean. It says, I hope you learn to make it on your own. Yeah, you know where he says that one man can change the world? Yeah, and I love the phrase. I feel like refugees are also people that should be given that platform. I mean, you would agree with me, right?
That's true. That's true.
So finding yourself here in Malawi, when we look at Zarega, it's about cultural society.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. And when we look at Malawi, it's another culture that you have to integrate. And as an artist, you need to integrate in both ways for you to succeed in your music journey.
That's true.
How has your life been like trying to divade yourself into all these cultures? I mean, try to blend in. What challenges have you faced? Was it easy for you as a refugee, or I don't know?
It's very tough. First of all, communication,
Yes.
Yeah, so, because that's the key.
Yes.
You can't work with people you cannot communicate. You remember when in the Bible, there is a certain history of people who are trying to build a certain tower.
Yes.
So that they visit the heaven. They just failed because God put different languages. Someone could say, bring a brick, someone brings a knife, So they started fighting, and it was a war. They failed to build it. So communication is the key. Actually, in the beginning, it was a very big challenge to be able to communicate in Chichewa, even English, But slowly, step by step, I'm speaking English. I also try Chichewa. I can compose in Chichewa. I compose in English. I compose in Swahili, Kirundi, Nyaranda, the relative, somehow like that. So, challenges can be all about languages sometimes. The way you approach people, communication. Yeah.
And when we talk about communication, I've noticed that you have several songs in different languages.
Yeah.
You have songs in Kirundi. You have songs in Kinyarwanda. Swahili.
Yeah.
You have songs in Chichewa, and you have songs in English. All of that trying to make sure that you reach a bigger audience.
That's true.
Yeah? Now let's talk about your song. I mean, the one that you did in Chichewa. Yeah?
Yeah.
That hit. When we look into it, it talks about Tugwede Sabidu. And then there are different phrases around how when I look into it, it talks about the struggles that people are going through. Were you referring to that as refugee who's struggling to blend it into the Malawian community, or in general, just, issues around, general challenges that us people face?
Actually, before I even answer that question directly, let me just beat around the bush with a certain piece of a story. You can learn from anything.
Yes.
You don't need a rich person. Some other people, they like quoting rich people or successful people.
Yes.
But we can still quote from failures. Life teaches, but is life poor or lychee? It's not even a human being. So, me being a human being, despite being a refugee, why shouldn't people learn from me?
Yes.
They can learn from me.
Yes.
So, of course, Metutiku Kwereza was composed by a refugee, which is me, but I was also trying to communicate with the world, okay?
Yes.
Malawians using the Chichewa, stuff like that. So, Metutiku Kwereza, it's a song which shows people that we have to work, we have to be resilient, okay? We have to appreciate the gift we have, the life we have.
Yes.
We have these problems, we have these different stuffs, but we should keep on working hard or pushing to the extent level. So That was the main goal. Actually, that is even my first song to compose in Chichewa.
I think you did a good job because
Hey!
when you look at, I love the second phase where you go fast and, you know, like Buster Rams was like, okay, wait, so we also have another Buster Rams here in the camp.
Yeah.
I was like,
Actually, if I talk about the way I composed that song,
yes.
before I couldn't I was like, I cannot compose Chichewa song.
Yes.
No, I can't.
No.
And when I met Seven or More, he just told me, this time around, I want you to compose Chichewa. And that was me to Tiku Gwedeza.
So you've made 7 or more?
Yeah,
Oh,
he's my brother.
all right. You've worked together on songs?
Yeah, that Mitutiku Gweda it's in his Rhythm, which
Okay.
is an album, and in that album he also featured different artists, Maringa, Kill Divine, Pro Voice, and many more artists were in that Rhythm. He released it in 2022.
Oh,
Yeah, so that Rhythm, when he was featuring me on that beat of Mitutiku Gwedeza, it's when he just told me, no matter what, you have to put some rhymes in Chichewa.
yes.
Compose on your own. People should hear at least a message from you. Okay,
Yeah.
talk. Beat around the bush in Chichewa and make sure you give people something which is
And you did it.
meaningful. Stuff like that. When I composed, I just met my brother. My big brother is a rapper.
Yeah.
He inspired me a lot. He taught me as well. When I just met him, because him was better than me in
Yes.
Chichewa.
Okay.
When I just met him, I have composed this Chichewa. Is it making sense? I was like, whew. Are you the one who composed this Chichewa? I know your Chichewa is very poor. I just told him, no. I sat down and I spent some hours and hours thinking and, trying to brainstorm so that I came up with something. This is what I came up with.
Okay.
Yeah, then he was saying, this is a hit, bro. Let's go on it. I recorded, I sent to Seven No More. He approved. He said, wow, this is great. You have to come. I will help you making some corrections on some spellings. I went there. I also worked with him. He corrected me. I said, wow, this is Chichewa now. You see, you have made it.
And you had to
Then
make a
from
hit song
there,
out
I
of
just
that.
said, no.
I think I can do it.
Chichewa is possible to compose.
Everything is
Yeah,
possible.
that's true.
All right. So your first song, Mututu Gwedeza, talks on the theme about resilience, and I have seen that you've made several other songs that touches on the themes such as refugee,
Yeah,
justice, and other different themes. What inspires you? I mean, when you're composing those songs, what's your biggest inspiration?
Actually, hip hop most of the time, as I said before. Of course, we can entertain, but we also focus on poetry, and poetry teaches, Yeah, so most of the time, I can focus on any type of theme, but I make sure, am I teaching? Am I entertaining? Am I comforting? Okay, am I uplifting? So I always think in all those angles. Yeah, for instance, the track or the project of Mkimbizi, which
Yes.
means Refugee, that one was aimed at narrating a story in a way of comforting my fellow refugees. Okay, show them that these stories we are facing here, other people also are facing
Facing
them.
the same things.
Yeah, so in the same way, those people who could watch the video
Yes.
could understand, could wish to know what's going on, and could read some subtitles which were on the video and could understand the story. And that was also maybe another way of showing the world that this is the life, this is the story
Yes.
of us, we refugees. This is what we are facing. Yeah, so it's in a way of teaching those who never knew this type of life, and at the same time comforting one another as refugees. That was the aim behind the Mkimbi's project.
All right, that is great to hear. Now let's talk about your new project, the new single that you just released, titled Africa.
Africa
Yeah, Africa is broad. Yeah, Africa is big.
is big.
And when we talk about Africa, we can never miss out the word Ubuntu, because
Ubuntu,
simply
yeah,
means togetherness.
Togetherness, yeah.
So, what inspired you to? I mean, what was the inspiration behind this track?
Actually, Africa.
And what do you aim with?
Yeah, so Africa was talking about culture.
Yes.
I'm an African. I have to be proud of where I am,
Yes.
who I am. Without confidence, nothing. Okay, so I was talking about Africa in the way of like being proud of who I am or where I am, but at the same time trying to show the world that this is Africa, this is what we do, and you can learn from this.
And this is what
yeah,
defines
and
us.
actually the project Africa is aiming at hard working, inspiring others to work harder. You know, Africa sometimes it's more like behind, but it has got a very potential things, you know, diamonds and whatsoever. We have all those things.
And the talents that we also neglect most of the times.
Yeah, and if you look like Egypt is in Africa.
Yes.
Egypt has been receiving refugees way back. That way back during the Bible time, you know, Joseph were refugees. Even Jesus learned in Egypt.
Yes.
You know, most of people rent in Egypt. So Africa is big, is still like not a single country. Some other people feel like it's a country, but it's a big
continent.
Yeah, it's a big continent, and it has got countries. And in these countries, if we work together, we can like be out there because we have everything. The history, the thing, we have so many books in Egypt written by those regions, and it really has to, now you feel like those people who are reading those books, they are coming from like other continents. So it was more like talking to my fellow Africans, like, let's remember that we have got everything and we can still use everything we have to survive out there. So it's all about on hard working. Yeah, that's Africa.
Okay, so I feel like when you talk about Africa, your project, it also talks about you as a person, how you've been a refugee.
Yeah.
You had to leave your home country, come to Malawi, meet people from different backgrounds, and also have to adopt to the Malawian culture as well. So now you're trying to look into the different cultures and how they've helped in promoting who you are today.
That's true.
Yeah, all right. So now let's talk about your life in general. So aside from being an artist, what else do you do?
Yeah, a lot. I've been a teacher. I've
Okay.
been teaching for 6 years. And I actually have skills of heading. I can head the school because I once volunteered in those positions as a head teacher, as a school supervisor.
Okay.
Like, I can train teachers and whatsoever. I can train lappers, poets, stuff like that. So those are part of like my skills.
So you're a teacher who teaches in school, but also a music teacher.
Yeah.
For how long have you been in teaching music? Is it something that you've stopped, or are you still doing it?
Teaching music nowadays, actually, I'm not having a class, an official class as I used to have. But I do have people who follow me inbox.
Okay.
Maybe they can meet me weekly, depending on their free time.
The schedules,
Yeah, their schedules and my schedules. Yeah, just to meet their animate needs. You know, in terms of knowledge, in terms of skills, we shape them, and they go for like practicing.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I do currently.
All right. I think that's something really nice and inspiring to other young people here within the community. And I'm more interested when you said, Goody, you've been a headmaster before, a head teacher of a school. I mean, that's something that most of the people would be surprised with because you're still a young person.
Yeah, I'm still young.
And I was asking myself, Goody, how is this possible? How? I mean, then I realized that even young people have the capabilities as long as you trust them.
Actually, it's the same thing.
Yes.
Paranza, paragraph, stanza.
Yes.
Punctual, being punctual.
Yes.
So I've been that person who is good at managing time, respecting time. So most of the time, any school I join, I'm always to be picked as a hard worker. So I find myself having like a certain responsibility over others because of my time management, and I've been rewarded over so many times, like monthly awards on time management.
Okay.
So that's what promoted me. Despite me being young, I was leading people who were like older than me.
That's inspiring.
That's it.
I mean, now this should tell everyone who's watching here that if we give young people the space and the platform, they can, and we're willing to. We need to be engaged meaningfully. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, what is that one message that you would like to tell people that are watching us here? But before we go there, have you faced any challenges in your music career?
Challenges are daily. Going to studio, you find just upon reaching there, electricity is off. You know, mageza gatima ku Malawi, ama tima kangati.
Wait, you just reminded me this song of Seven Mageza.
Yeah, that's true. So challenges like those, and some of the times you can have a nice project, now pushing it, promotion. Yeah, some other websites, they can see it as a good project, but they will need money. They will say, we cannot push this one
promotion
if
and
you
exposure.
don't pay the promotion fee.
Yeah.
So that's another challenge because I'm not having a lot of money to pay, and I'm having good projects, but you find like I'm just pushing them at my own level, but not at the way they were supposed to be. You know,
because you like support.
Yeah, I like support.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's another challenge. But mituti kugwedeza.
We continue.
Mavuto tele, mavuto shazi koma be mituti kugwedeza. Yeah, that's it. So that's another challenge. So many challenges. Location challenges, video sponsorship challenges, you know, so many challenges we face, you know. Yeah. Because daily as an artist, every project you come up with, you stand. Okay, every project you stand, you have to face some challenges, no matter what. Yeah.
So, okay. So what is that one message you'd like to tell people and young people who are watching Choose the Word podcast?
A word?
Yeah, anything.
Me to Gwedeza is already a word.
What about the young people that are watching you that are inspired by you?
I should tell them that if you are inspired, then you should really focus. If you are inspired, you should impact, because you have been touch others. Yeah, that's my best word to them, because if you have been touched and you don't touch others, it means you are selfish, and that thing, it will die in you, because sharing makes it double. Yeah, because when you share, that thing, it will not die in you, it will be in someone else, and that someone else might also double it. And you know, if you help one person, that person helps another one, and that, you know, we continue. You will find ourselves like in Africa, we have reached somewhere else, you know, which is very dope.
All right.
Yeah, so when you are touch others.
All right. So our last question. Choose one word that best describes Dzaleka. What is that one word for you that you think describes best Dzaleka? Just choose one word.
Refugee.
Because they are refugees.
Yeah.
All right. And it's been really nice having you in here and chatting with you. And I hope you're on social media platforms.
Yeah, I'm on social media platforms.
If people want to follow you.
Yeah, I'm on YouTube, Paranza. On Instagram, Paranza 2020. Paranza 2020. Paranza 24. Okay,
24.
You write Paranza 24. You don't put any gap.
Okay.
Paranza 24 on Instagram. Okay. Paranza on YouTube is just Paranza. And on TikTok, you just write Paranza 0, no gap. On the Facebook, my Facebook page is Paranza gap hip hop artist.
Oh.
Yeah. So
all right.
Those are 4 platforms I'm currently focusing on.
All right. Thank you so much for being here on Choose the Word podcast.
Thank you so much too for welcoming me on this platform as the first episode.
Our first ever, finally, the first in the Lega refugee camp.
For sure.
And
we like this to continue, because we need to inspire the Dzaleka, and we need the world to know more about Dzaleka, and we need Dzaleka to reach out there, and any promoter listening to me, and
they want to work with you.
Yeah, they want to work with me. Please, let's make it. Let's make the change.
And do you have any artists in mind that you'd want to collaborate with?
Here?
Yeah. In Malawi?
In Malawi?
Yeah. You can mention them. I mean,
Just
you never
one.
know. You never know. You never know.
So many of them.
Like,
So many of them. Actually, nowadays I'm focusing on the mixing genres. Like if I'm doing hip hop, I have someone putting chorus. Yeah, Quest is good.
Okay, Quest.
Juchi is good.
Eli, if you're listening.
Driemo is good.
Driemo.
Yeah,
Okay.
KLK is good. You see, all those people are good. So
you'd want to work
definitely,
with. You really wish to work with them.
If I have a chance, I think that would be a best thing.
All right, Quest, Eli, KLK, and Quest, and who else? Driemo, if you are watching us, Paranza is right here and would really love an opportunity to work with you, and I hope that dream comes to pass. Wishing you the best, bro. Those are the biggest artists here in Malawi.
Yeah.
But definitely, if I believe that they would, where the chances rise.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so thank you so much. It's been really nice chatting here with you on Choose the Word podcast.
Welcome, and thank you too.
Thank you so much. And that was it, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, continue supporting Choose the Word podcast, and I'll see you on our second episode. Bye.